Hello, Internet. I'm Matt.
And I'm Monster Punter.
And this is the Parallax Scrolling Podcast, where we give you our perspective on video games and the news that affects them. Hi. It's been a little bit. I know we keep saying that, but life just gets weird.
I've been on vacation out of town, out of state for the past almost week and a half or 2 weeks, and so it makes it pretty hard to record. I apologize, everybody.
And I didn't do a solo episode because I was not in a good mindset because I had a funeral. So, you know, it adds up. It just adds up. Yeah. But we're doing good now, and we're here. We're talking. And it's going to be a interesting episode, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. We got a couple interesting things to talk about, and
yeah, we got some. I got some shocking stories. I think, like I'm surprised at them. You know.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, we got to do our normal shtick. So for gameplay, I have been playing Monarch still. I'm getting slowly closer to the end.
Okay. And
I'm honestly not going to tell you anything spoilery because I am going to let you borrow this one because I think you need to try it at some point.
There's so much to play.
I know, but I'll say this. It's a trip.
It looked like it from the videos I saw on it.
It's not just the videos. I don't think any video can ever truly compel you to understand how messed up this game gets. The psych evaluations that you take throughout the game, they shake you to the core.
Okay.
So it's intense. But yeah, so I'm getting near the end. It's still fun. Could probably do with a little less grinding in the game, but I can understand how battle mechanics and things work out that you kind of need to do it, but is what it is.
Yeah, grinding does kind of suck, but you know, some games kind of force you to.
Yeah, and this one's no different. You really do need to grind, but they also are very generous and then like, hey, what are you trying to grind? Are you trying to grind experience points? Go to these battle maps. Trying to grind specific armors and items? Go to these battle maps. So there is like at least some help there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting near the end of the story and still can't figure everything out. I got a couple ideas and I'm just waiting to see if I'm right or not.
You really do need to get a PlayStation Portal. I think you are like a definite use case for that because you don't have a whole lot of shots at playing it, and I think a Portal would be amazing for you.
Yeah, but you know, that's a problem for future me to figure out.
Yeah.
The other game I've really been playing when I've had time is Death Must Die.
I heard about this one.
So the best way I can describe this game is Diablo meets Hades.
Isn't Hades kind of like Diablo anyway? I mean, it has the 3/4 perspective far away, kind of does the same thing, but heavier on the action side of it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the equipment management like Diablo. And that's where Death Must Die comes into play. Because you equip each of the characters you can play as. There's up to 6. You get to equip them with different pieces in different slots. You'll get different items as you fight in the battle arenas. And then as you're fighting and leveling up, deities will pop up and offer you choices in powers to increase your survivability. And I've played it. I wouldn't say I've played it a lot, but I've played it enough that I've only seen the first boss twice, and I've only beat him once.
Huh,
and I think
okay.
I got a fluke win on my second time.
Yeah, see that adds an extra layer that I don't know if I want to to like deal with, because not only are you getting boons like you do in Hades, you have to rely on equipment too. That's just a lot more randomness in your runs that I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that.
I guess the best way for me to kind of describe it is the equipment in its own way is like the night or the night mirror in Hades.
Okay.
You know, where it allows you access to extra abilities and tweaks as you go through a run. That's all that does. And probably the biggest thing you need to do is it gives you access to banishments, re-rolls, and alterations, so you can mess with what the gods are giving you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Hades does a lot of all that too, just through the mirror.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like the mirror is just now in form of your gear that you wear.
Okay.
But at the same time,
it's a lot more random. They took something you purchased with a currency and made it random.
Right. But they also added extra things like, hey, you can do more damage now. Hey, you can move faster. You can take more hits. Some of them even have like, hey, here's a special. Like you can unlock one of the deity's abilities on like a rare chance without you ever coming across the deity on the map, kind of stuff. It's interesting.
Okay, well maybe I'll check it out sometime.
Yeah, I think you should. It's at least to look at it. I think if you just at least look at it, you might get a good idea of what it's about.
Okay.
Yeah, but you were on vacation, so you didn't really have time to game.
No, right? I spent my time in California seeing the sights.
California! Sorry.
Flew into San Francisco, went all the way down to San Diego, saw lots of sights, spent a lot of time with family, did not really have any time for gaming, and, that's just the way it is. So,
I mean, it's a vacation. Like, it just seems weird of like, I went on vacation. I went to a completely different state and stayed in my hotel room and played video games all day. I mean, who are you? Me?
I mean, there were some opportunities to play if I wanted to take advantage of it, but a lot of times I was just kind of a little bit exhausted from all the going all over the place.
Yeah,
and just end up like watching a video or something and falling asleep. But I'll get back on the horse here soon and talk more about what I've been playing.
Awesome. Well, we only got one comment again this week, but I actually like it because it came with a question.
Ooh.
I know. So from last episode, I had asked, or past couple episodes, I had asked about limited time events in games and what's your opinion on them. And that one dude responded. And this is his reply. When it comes to limited time content, I think it's cool when games do cool crossover and stuff for limited time events. But it does suck when new players come to the game and can't get the limited gear. And then he responds with this. Do you guys consider pre-order exclusive bonuses limited time events? That's a good question. That's a very good question.
Well, let's just address the whole limited time event thing.
Yeah, let's do that
first, and then we'll get to his question.
Yeah, sure.
As far as like limited time events, I view them as, how do I put it? Manipulative, I guess, is what I'm really trying to say. Like,
it can be, yeah.
It's kind of like punishing you for not playing the game when they want you to play it.
Yeah.
If I want to get this skin, I have to play it. I played MechWarrior Online because they gave away 2 mechs if you played enough games. Granted, you didn't have to play a ton, and you had 2 months you have 2 months, it's still going, to get them. But if I don't play them within this time period, I have to spend, in-game currency or, purchase them with real currency. I think that's a little bit better, considering you can get them outside of the event anyway. But a lot of these limited time events are, gatekeeped. Like, I played a ton of Smite, and they would have these tier 5 skins that were the most intricate, did like something people like. They transformed during the game when you used them, among other things. And they were expensive because you had to buy all these other things to get up to it. But granted, you were getting a ton of stuff along the way as well. Point being that was the only time to ever get that tier 5 skin. Mm-hmm. There's a particular Archon skin for one of the gods that came out several years ago now that people are just fascinated with and want it. And you can't get it anymore. And it really sucks. The first tier 5 skin was called Poseidon. So it was Poseidon, but he was dressed up in like you'd see on like a kiddie pool. He had like the fins and the wet noodles and things like that. And when he used, instead of summoning the Kraken, he would summon the Quacken, and it was this big rubber duck. And really
awesome.
Cool skin. It's really cool. I like it a lot, but I'll never be able to have it because I wasn't there at that time. And so I think it's not great. I think Monster Hunter did it a little bit better where, you'd have the seasonal events, but the seasonal events were tied with the actual seasons. So, if you really wanted it, you could come back when season was in full swing again and get it. But still, I'm not a big fan of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm actually going to bring up Monster Hunter here in a moment, but I'm glad you brought it up too. Personally, for limited time events, I think they're too short. I think the window that they expect you to do something is too short in most events. Like, get 1,000 tokens in 2 weeks. Well, okay, that requires me to play the game and do nothing else for 2 weeks.
Yep.
That's not realistic. And like, but you could get all the tokens if you give us your money. Like, how about you just like reward your gamers for good gameplay? Let's try that, huh?
I guess that you're talking about battle passes in that case, and
in a way, in some of them. But I think at the same time, I'm also talking about just there are limited time events. That are like, yes, this is only going to happen for a limited time, and you can buy it if you want, or you can try to earn it. And I just think that's manipulative, like you said.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's we make this thing. Everybody, it's cool to a lot of people. I shouldn't say everybody, but. Hey, if you want to shortcut it, give us $20, $30, $40, whatever the case may be, and you can have it now. So, you don't have to play our game, you just have to pay for it. It's really kind of a weird proposition when you think about it. Like,
well, yeah.
You give us money to not play your game to get the thing you want. It just rubs me the wrong way. It's like goes against gaming in general. Like the idea that, you can... I miss the old days of cheat codes and like things you can unlock in games.
Yep.
Those days are long gone.
But I'm also talking about like the holiday events. Like, hey, here's our Christmas event. It's going to go from December 1st to December 3rd. It's like, wait a minute. There's more time for Christmas in there, guys. Let's work on this. So I think if they were to extend their time frames a lot more, they might be doable. And I think mentioning Monster Hunter, I think probably the best answer I've ever seen to how limited events got dealt with was from Monster Hunter World.
That's the one I'm talking about. That's the one I was referencing.
Yeah. Well, but more in the sense of when the final update for the game came out.
Oh, yeah.
Capcom said, hey, guess what? We're putting all the quests out. All the seasonal events, all the limited time events, everything is now available whenever you want.
Yep.
That's probably the best case scenario you're ever going to see for limited time events in reality.
And you know what? It hasn't killed the game. It had a renaissance here recently. People,
well, and that's also because a lot of people didn't like Rise and wanted something to play.
In fact, at this particular point in time, my nephew and my brother are playing it.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about going back to it a couple times.
Yeah, well, there's still a couple bosses or monsters we need to kill.
Yeah, we got to defeat the last two, and then we win.
Yeah,
we officially win Monster Hunter, which doesn't happen.
Such a thing can be said.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so that's just how we feel about limited time events. Now,
the second part of
the question: do you guys consider pre-order exclusives bonuses limited time events? Kind of. I think it's a lot of, if it's something that you can never get again, yes. But I've also known plenty of companies be like, hey, we're going to release this now, and then like if you don't get it when the pre-order comes out, for our 1 year anniversary we'll re-release it, and at that point it'll be permanent. You know, because they want people who pre-order the exclusive to be able to enjoy the fact that they got a pre-order exclusive before everyone else did.
Yeah, so I don't know how to really approach it. I think thinking about it a bit, I guess I would say like it is a limited time event for a lot of them, because you have to pre-order it, but it's a different too in the fact that if you don't know you even want the game and you never pre-ordered it until afterwards, and you're like, oh, this game is awesome, why don't I go buy it? Oh, there was a limited time thing when you reserve it, now I can never have it. Like, that's just feels bad too, in my opinion. I don't like it at all.
I mean, I could definitely see that. I know there were a couple of games that did, like the companies, when they put the games out for launch, they put codes for the pre-order item in some of the boxes, just randomly.
Yes, but they always did have a time limit on when they could be redeemed too.
True. But it's just one of those, like, so even if you didn't pre-order, you could still get the pre-order bonus kind of thing. I thought that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I guess it's better than the alternative.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So in terms of, are we thrilled that limited time events exist? No.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do we appreciate the steps people take to make them a little more bearable? Yes.
At the end of the day, I can't remember where I saw this, but you know, as far as like monetizing your games and stuff, there's a game, I need to look this up and be better prepared, because I didn't expect to talk about this. There's a game that was changing your drop rates on certain items to keep you in the frustration zone. And I can't remember the name of that, but
let me see if
either way, like this limited time offer thing kind of reminds me of that. Like, you know, the fear of missing out too comes into play. I don't know. All these psychological things to get you to play their game and spend money in a certain way. Free to play, I will go on record as saying this. The whole free to play model has brought a lot of people into a lot of games, but it's also the most manipulative and terrible thing that's ever happened to the game industry. And I'll take that. And you could take it to the bank.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I can't find anything about that particular statement. But yeah, manipulating a game like that's not cool. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But then conversely, you have like the Gearbox, who's like, hey, you know how you guys keep going to this one map and farming this one guy for legendaries all the time? Well, we're gonna go ahead and roll that back because that's just a little too broken. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah,
so there's an opposite side of the story, you know? There's an opposite side.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, no, thanks for the question. And if you have a question or you have a comment, concern, anything, let us know in the comments down below this video. And hopefully when we get to another platform, audio platform, we'll have to figure out how else you can contact us there, because I don't know how that other stuff works yet.
And then you too can be bombarded by just a random stream of consciousness.
Random stream. Okay. Yeah. So, I guess it's time for news. We don't have a whole lot of news tonight. I think we only got, 4 stories?
Yeah,
total?
Something like that. They're really quick ones, too, I think.
Yeah, and 2 of them concern Xbox.
Yep.
So why don't we get into those? Do you want to do yours first, or do you want me to cover mine first to explain everything?
I'll go first
feeling?
because I think it's a better lead-in. So,
okay, so you do your Microsoft, I'll do mine.
This is on several different websites, but I'm pulling this from The Verge. Microsoft's Xbox TV app now available on Amazon Fire TV sticks. So
that's kind of neat.
Microsoft is literally saying with this that the Xbox isn't required, and I think it says something along the lines of that in the commercial for it. And so with the Amazon Fire TV stick, you can access your Game Pass library and play your Game Pass games all over the cloud. So with all the tribulations that come with that. But in theory, you don't need an Xbox anymore. And Microsoft is basically saying, you don't need an Xbox. I can't remember where I read it. I read it earlier today, but my understanding is Xbox Series sales lifetime to date are even lagging behind Xbox One sales. And
Yeesh.
I believe it because they're putting, everything everywhere, and you don't need an Xbox anymore.
Right.
There are several people out there who just own a PC instead of an Xbox now. And I get where they're coming from. I can't really argue against it. I like playing on my TV better. That's why I still have an Xbox as well. But I get that point of view. So this is just another instance where Microsoft is saying, don't buy our system. And if it keeps going this way, why would anybody buy the new Xbox when it comes out? I think Microsoft is slowly killing their own brand, really, to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, I think so too. But one thing we got to keep in mind, this is just starting. Because I'm looking at the article myself. The Xbox app will initially be available only for the Fire TV 4K Max and the Fire TV Stick 4K, which came out last year. And you can only do it if you have the Game Pass Ultimate subscription. So it's they're starting small, but it definitely sounds like they're just like, yep, we mentioned leaving the gaming sphere, and we're doing it, or the console sphere at least. We're not going to do consoles anymore.
I still think they're going to come out with a console, but
I don't know.
They're making it like sort of redundant at this point.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're doing enough stuff now so that by the time we're supposed to get these next consoles, they're just going to be like, well, you could just play our games wherever. And they're just going to be out of the console race. And so then it's just going to be Sony and Nintendo, which means, you know what that means? It means this is it. This is the perfect moment for Sega to reemerge from the darkness and claim their right as console kings.
Oh, man. If Sega came out with another, legitimate console, I mean, they'd have
the Dreamcast 2.
Doesn't even have to be the Dreamcast 2. Well,
no, they're going to do that just because. They're going to call it the Dreamcast 2 just because. Or they're going to call it the Sega Renaissance or something, something wild.
Okay.
This is your time, Sega. Take the bull by the horns. Do it.
Can we wake up
I can
now?
only hope. Yeah, I guess. I guess we'll wake up. We'll wake up to yet another stupid thing from Xbox. So Xbox is going to be upping the price of Game Pass Ultimate as of September 7th or September 12th. I was thinking 17th. Starting September 12th, they're going to be updating the price change to $22.99 overseas for anybody who wants Game Pass Ultimate, $20 here in the States, and PC Game Pass itself is going up from $10 a month to $12 a month. And then the Xbox Game Pass Core that's just like the most basic package, is going to go up. It's going to be about $60 a year. Monthly subscription will remain at $10 a month. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have to edit that already. It has to go up. It's going up to $75 a year from $60 a year, or $10 a month.
Yeah, Xbox Game Pass is starting to not become worth it. I don't know what else to say other than that. I realize they're giving you a lot of games. I realize that you're getting all the new games that come out, but I think at some point you need to evaluate how many of these games you're really playing.
There's one more step, and it's something we didn't talk about before, but it's so I'm getting my story from IGN. It states here, additionally, Xbox Game Pass for console will soon no longer accept new users. New subscribers will instead be funneled to the Xbox Game Pass standard, priced at $15 a month.
That's really weird.
Which includes back catalog games and multiplayer functions, but does not include day one game releases or Xbox Cloud gaming. And finally, Xbox will only allow its users to prepay for Xbox Game Pass for console for up to 13 months going forward. Xbox, what are you doing, guys?
They're obviously...
I think they're done.
You know, they have a bad reputation for a reason, and it's for things like this.
Yeah, I just think they're done. I don't think that they're doing everything they can to slowly but forcefully pull themselves out of the video game market.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's what it is, because they're trying to do everything they can to get themselves to be just a game-making studio.
Yeah. That's what they're going to be. I mean, they are Microsoft, right? After all,
right? Right.
Software.
But it's just a dumb way to do it, because I mean, let's go back to Sega for a second. What did Sega do? Sega's just changed over. They didn't say anything to anybody. They just did it.
No, they announced it. There was a time where, you know.
Well, I mean, but they didn't like, we're gonna change fancy plans and this and that. And
they just did it. Really.
Yeah, they just did it. Yeah, so I think this is just a lot of show for no reason. And
we'll see if it's a totally different strategy. We'll see if they're successful. I think the rate at which they're raising their prices, which this is the second price hike in a year, basically.
Yeah, it is. It is within a year. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a bad look and not something that's going to turn out well for them.
No, not at all. Especially with everything else that's gone wrong for them this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, something may have gone wrong for them, but something has gone right for the players of Team Fortress 2. Like that segue? That was a good one. So if you have not heard yet, this was a little bit of an older story, but it's so good I had to talk about it. So Team Fortress 2, for at least the past 7 years, has been just bombarded with bots. Robotic players that people are using to basically crypto mine and overall just ruin the game for people. Load times to get into queues, joining sessions has been very problematic. People have been upset. Player base was around 60,000 people until a couple of weeks ago when Valve updated the game. And when they updated the game, they banned about 16,000 bots. Now, from external sources, people are saying that's about 99% of the bots community, which is fantastic because the servers have cleaned up, people can get into games again, and because of that, the player base is actually more than doubled. It's gone from 60,000 to 145,000 players.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's a boost based on the news right now, and we'll see how long it lasts.
But that's still fantastic news either way. Even if it's for a short time, this is an old game. An old game that's gotten such a refreshing life back to it. It's very cool. And then what's just the beautiful icing on the cake, I think, is Valve opened up on Steam, opened up an FAQ page for people who had their accounts banned. And when they would go to it, it basically said, yeah, no, we banned you for these reasons. Can you get your account back? No. Can we tell you why we banned you? No. Can you do any of these things? No. And it's like, that's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like that's the best way to handle cheaters in a game like that, where it's, and I'm not talking about people who like, oh, I used a code one time to do a thing. I'm talking about people who notoriously just cheat at the game and do nothing else, and just they make the game worse for everyone else. You don't deserve an answer. You don't deserve an answer to anything when you get banned from this game. And I applaud them. I applaud them all. Good job, Valve. You did something cool. Now, if you could just bring out a third game in a series, that'd be awesome.
They're allergic to the number 3.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit them with that. I mean, okay, technically, Half-Life Alyx is Half-Life 3. Technically,
but they didn't put 3 on it, so it doesn't count.
They didn't. Yeah, no, but they need to make another Half-Life 3. They need to make a Portal 3, like a true Portal 3.
Nah, they'll call it like portaling or something like that.
I need Kate Johnson in my ears again, man.
Oh,
the guy's hilarious.
Here's my take on it. I think that banning the bots is ultimately a good thing. I think it's good for the players that are playing it. I hope everybody is able to enjoy their game that want to play it.
Yeah.
But here's my burning question, though. Like, how was it that those bots were making as much, or like, I shouldn't say as much money, but how was it even profitable for them to run a business on such a small player base? I mean, it does take electricity and resources, and at least in some places, people's time to have those bots and to farm whatever they were farming, because I don't play Team Fortress 2. And then
it's the crypto. It's the crypto farming. There's the crypto farming, the Bitcoin farming.
I mean,
that's what the bots were doing.
But wasn't there a better way to Bitcoin farm? I'm just saying that it seems really weird that they were able to do that and it was profitable for them. It's just really weird to me. I don't.
Well, if anyone has any insight into Bitcoin farming and how it actually works, leave something in the comments for us so that we can educate ourselves.
Well, I guess in order to be able to make a lot of money on it now, I know a couple things. Like, you have to have these ASICs, which are computer silicon that is specifically designed to mine Bitcoin to really make money on it anymore. Maybe this was the alternative, but I don't. How was it profitable? Still seems weird to me. I don't know, but I mean, not that they can do it anymore.
Right.
So.
Like I said, I think there's more to it than we know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It strikes me as strange, is all. That's the whole reason I bring it up.
Yep. Well, speaking of strange, you have a news story that you haven't told me about.
Yes, I really wanted your genuine response to this.
Okay.
There is a new anime that's coming out, or it's actually out, based on Nier Automata.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. I saw this mentioned earlier. I didn't look into it though.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch it. I played the game. I never actually beat it, and according to somebody who is also in this podcast, you have to beat the game like 4 times to get the true ending, which leads to one of our previous conversations a different week where the whole ending mattered. And
yeah, well, okay, you don't even have to play the game 4 times. You have to play the game 4 times and then fight the credits.
Yeah, so
to get the true ending.
I didn't want to do that, so this may be like a really nice alternative to me. So I probably
I don't know if they'll do that.
Yeah, who knows?
We'll see.
I'm gonna watch it. We'll find out. I know for a fact that like Persona 4 and Persona 5, they made animes of those, and I can say for sure with Persona 5 because I didn't get to play through all of Persona 4 before it got stolen from me. The Persona 5 anime follows the game closely, very closely.
Okay.
And so
this does not. I can tell you right now because I'm looking at the article, and it says this is Nier Automata version 1.1a, and it says that version 1.1a in the title is meant to indicate that this isn't an exact retelling of Automata.
Okay,
and that there are a number of curious alterations that hint at something more interesting going on. So you still have to play Nier Automata all the way through. Haha.
Maybe one day.
You should. It's an amazing game.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. I played it a lot. I know it's quality. It's just that's a lot of times to beat a game. Anyway,
I mean, I play a lot of games that like mess with your head, much to my own like detriment. But that one tells a story in a very interesting way, and it's very well done. So, yeah, I think you should do that. But yeah, no, that's a cool story. So if you guys are interested, check out Nier Automata version 1.1a. It's on Netflix, right?
Netflix. I know it's on Crunchyroll.
Oh, it's on Crunchyroll. Okay. I was like, is it on? All right, cool. So yeah, check that out, and continue to check us out because we're gonna keep trying to do stuff. We're gonna try to change stuff up a little bit. Nothing too drastic, but if you see us standing on our heads in the next podcast, well, it's what happens.
There you go.
That's what happens. We'll do anything for views.
Be careful what you wish for here.
Yeah, no, we're not doing everything for. Yeah, we have taste and boundaries. We're not like we might dress up as the Mario Brothers one year for Halloween, maybe. But that's pushing it. That's pushing it. Yeah, we don't really do stuff like that.
I mean, Sonic and Tails?
Sonic and Knuckles. Or Sonic and Shadow.
Okay.
Yeah. That'd be a little more bearable.
All right.
So, anyways, we're being nonsensical, and that means it's time for us to get out of here. So, thank you all so much for listening. We do appreciate you. And if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell so you know when the next episode comes out. All those things that appease the almighty YouTube algorithm so that we can get more attention on ourselves.
Woohoo!
Very, very slight. Woohoo! Yay! Little flag. Woo! Oh, but that's it. We're out of here. Have yourselves a fantastic week. Have yourselves fantastic game times. And we'll see you in the next one.
Take care.
Later.